And President Trump spoke publicly on Friday for the first time in more than a week, threatening to withhold an impending vaccine from the state of New York and coming the closest he has yet to admitting he lost the election. On Friday, NBC News made its final election calls with Joe Biden, the apparent winner in Georgia, as a recount begins there, and President Trump, the projected winner in North Carolina. And with that, the final Electoral College tally stands at 306 for President-elect Biden and 232 for President Trump. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell is at the White House covering all the angles for us this morning. Kelly, good morning to you.
Good morning, Kristen. Even after taking that long break from public view, the president continued to avoid acknowledging his own political fate. Instead, he also sidestepped direct discussion of the surge of COVID cases and hospitalizations in order to talk about the timeline for a vaccine. But it really is what he did not say that stands out. Out of his election isolation.
Beautiful out here this time of year.
President Trump broke the longest public silence of his term on Friday to tout progress, but not yet final approval on COVID vaccines.
This is 5 times faster than the fastest prior vaccine development in history. 5 times faster. Say it again, 5 times faster.
But he is slow to address the election outcome. Yet he let slip a hint of recognition of his defeat.
This administration will not be going to a lockdown. Hopefully the whatever happens in the future, who knows which administration it will be. I guess time will tell. But I can tell you this administration will not go to a lockdown.
The president took a shot at New York Governor, Democrat Andrew Cuomo, who plans a separate state review of vaccine authorization.
He doesn't trust the fact that it's this White House, this administration, so we won't be delivering it to New York until we have authorization to do so, and that pains me to say that.
Cuomo pushed back.
This is his issue. It's his credibility issue. It's the fear that he politicized the health process of this nation, which is a well-founded fear.
While the president has not conceded, aides keep up the fight.
I think the president will attend his own inauguration. He would have to be there, in fact.
We're moving forward here at the White House under the assumption that there will be a second Trump term.
But the president's longtime friend, Geraldo Rivera, offered this.
He told me he was a realist. He told me he would do the right thing.
And in a development related to both the election and in some ways COVID, Rudy Giuliani is now stepping forward, telling NBC News that he will lead the president's legal team. In part, that's because one of the president's other political aides, David Bossie, came down with COVID and is not in a position to lead this defense of the different election cases that the president's team is bringing in various states. Also on the COVID front, there have been reports from the Washington Post that as many as 130 Secret Service officers have either gotten the COVID virus or been quarantined because of it. NBC News has been able to confirm that there are cases of COVID and that it does affect a number of officers in the Secret Service, but they would not provide a specific number. They do say that there is enough staff to meet the mission of protecting the president-elect, and all the protectees. Peter, Kristen?
All right, Kelly O'Donnell with those breaking developments overnight. Kelly, thank you.